Hello there guys, welcome to one of my videos. On this video I am going to be giving you a bit more additional information on Alexis Sanchez. Then after that I'm going to be giving you my starting 11 prediction for our game against Lask tomorrow night in the Europa League last 16 second leg at Old Trafford. I've already given you my preview. So the news is on Alexis Sanchez is that according to recent reports, Manchester United and Inter Milan have agreed terms on the transfer of Alexis Sanchez. And Sanchez will be joining Inter Milan on A3. And I think he will be earning around €7 million a year at Inter Milan. And this will be paid over 3 years because Sanchez is going to sign a contract with Inter Milan until 2023. But it was actually Fabrizio Romano that had broke out this news yesterday after just 7 o'clock. Also, too, Damasio had spoken about it. I didn't think it was a free at the first because it did actually mention before it came out saying that it was a free that Inter Milan would be paying around 13.5 million to get him permanently. But no, it is A3. But from Manchester United perspective, this is very, very good news. Because I said, I wanted us to get rid of Sanchez permanently. Because obviously, now it is going to free up our wage bill completely. Obviously, Sanchez did have around 2 years left on his current contract at Manchester United. And that was worth around £18 million a year. And obviously, with bonuses involved, he said it could raise up, to like £30 million per year. But yeah, Sanchez, did join Inter Milan, on a 10-month loan last summer. Obviously, there was no option to buy or there was no obligation to buy included in the loan. But I think Sanchez, to be honest with you, recently has done well for Inter Milan. Obviously, he was out with injury for a while. He had that dislocated ankle, was it? And he was out for a good 3 months. But I'm actually surprised that Inter Milan have got him permanently. Don't forget, it did say recently that Inter Milan had put an offer in to extend Alexis Sanchez's loan, plus an obligation to buy for £13 million. But this was turned down by Manchester United. And like I said, I'm glad we've got rid of him permanently. I didn't want Sanchez back at Manchester United. Like I said, Sanchez did endure a difficult 18 months at the football club. Obviously, we got him back in January 2018 as part of a swap deal of Mkhitaryan going to Arsenal. We thought Sanchez, would have exceeded expectations at Man United, but he didn't. He failed to replicate what he did in his 3.5, 4 years of Arsenal. He also failed to replicate, what he did at Barcelona when he was younger under Pep Guardiola. Solskjaer did recently say, though, that he would be happy to give Sanchez a second chance at Man United, but Sanchez did say, he was refusing to return back to the football club. There'd be no point in Sanchez coming back anyway, because obviously, he wouldn't have got in the team, he'd just be used as a squad player. But yeah, so I think that's now the third player that Inter Milan have got offers permanently, because obviously, don't forget they got Ashley off us in January, and they also, got Romelu Lukaku off us last summer. But yeah, he's going to be joining on A3. So that is the breaking news regarding Alexis Sanchez. Now, let me give you a starting 11 prediction ahead of this game against Lask tomorrow. Now, like I said to you, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to make several changes. And obviously, he's going to rest several key players. Now, I think we are going to go with Sergio Romero in goal. Well, I think we should go with Sergio Romero in goal. Sergio Romero does play in the cup games, doesn't he? Because he played in all FA Cup games this season, apart from the FA Cup semi-final. Now, I think Sergio Romero could possibly leave Manchester United, because obviously, when we do recall Dean Henderson from his loan, Sergio Romero will be third choice. And obviously, he won't want to be third choice goalkeeper. Now, I think this has been Sergio Romero's 5th season at Man United. We did get him on a free from San Pandora back in 2015. Obviously, he's played at other clubs as well. Played at AZ Alkmaar, played at Racing Club, also had a loan spell with Monaco. And he is now, is he 32 or 33 years of age, Romero? I think it did recently say that Leeds United are interested in him. I think we'd probably want around 5 or 6 million. Romero's got a year left on his Man United contract, but the club do have an option to extend it for the further year. But I think for this game tomorrow against Lask, Romero must start in goal. We've got to give David De Gea a rest. And like I said, we've been very, very critical of David De Gea. Like I said, he's been a liability in the last couple of years, reflects on the calamitous mistakes he has made. David De Gea is approaching his 10th year at Manchester United, but David De Gea did recently say that he intends to stay at the football club for several years. De Gea's had 7 good years out of the 9 years he's been here. He's made 404 appearances for Manchester United in all competitions. 300 odd of those appearances have come in the Premier League. Solskjaer was talking about De Gea the other week, saying that he has been the best goalkeeper in the world for the last 9 or 10 years. Because he has won everything domestically at the football club, and he has won individual awards reflecting on his good run of performances over the years. If we was to sell David De Gea in this summer transfer window, or was to sell him in the next year or next couple of years, we'd still get more than the 17 or 18 million that were paid for him from Atletico Madrid back in 2011. And I said, didn't I, when David De Gea does leave Manchester United, he will go back to Spain, won't he? Because he did begin his footballing career in Spain with Atletico Madrid, and obviously he was close to joining Real Madrid in 2015, but due to a fax machine, the deal never materialised. So Solskjaer has got a goalkeeping decision to make, definitely. David De Gea, don't forget, is on 375 grand a week. He's the highest paid goalkeeper in the world and the highest paid at the football club. But me, personally speaking, I think we should put Dean Henderson as number 1 for next season, because Dean Henderson's obviously now got that experience behind him. Dean Henderson has enjoyed 2 successful loans with Sheffield United, and he has been Sheffield United's player of the season. Obviously, he's had other loan spells as well with Stockport, Grimsby and Shrewsbury. We got Dean Henderson back in 2011 from Carlisle. We got him at the age of 14. There was stories coming out from Sky Sports the other week saying that our contract talks with Dean Henderson have hit a crucial stage, and his future will be much clearer in the next couple of weeks. It did say we was hoping that we can get Dean Henderson a 5-year contract at the football club, and he could be one of the highest paid goalkeepers in Europe. But Solskjaer has recently said that Dean Henderson is not yet ready to become Man United's number 1 goalkeeper. I think he said, we've had a couple of goalkeepers on our agenda who could replace De Gea. We've recently been in for Kasper Schmeichel. Obviously, we've been in for Jan Oblak from Atletico Madrid. Obviously, Kasper Schmeichel would be a much cheaper solution, because Jan Oblak would cost around £109 million, because that's his buyout clause in his Atletico Madrid contract. Yeah, so we need to put Sergio Romero in goal. We've got a few options at right back. I think we should drop Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka's, I think, started like 34 of our games in the Premier League throughout the course of the season. I think he did enjoy a good season, mainly did Wan-Bissaka. But towards the end of the season, he did look a bit fatigued, and he looked a bit, off the pace. We did obviously, get Wan-Bissaka last summer in a deal worth £50 million. And I think his defensive contributions always been very, very good as Wan-Bissaka's. But I said we need to see more attacking intent from Bissaka. So I think he needs to be dropped for this game tomorrow against Lask. Obviously, we've got Diego Dalot. He's an option to put at right back. Personally speaking, I don't think Diego Dalot is good enough to represent Manchester United. We did get Diego Dalot in Jose Mourinho's final transfer window. Obviously, we got Dalot for around £19 million from Porto. Dalot has got a contract with us until 2023. But he only made one start in the Premier League this season because he had a few injuries earlier on in the season. So I don't think it'd be the right choice to put Dalot at right back. Obviously, Fosu Mensah, he's also an option. Don't forget, Fosu Mensah started in our 2-0 win against Palace. That was his first start for the football club in over 3 years because don't forget, Fosu Mensah was out with injury for a while. He also started in that 1-1 draw with West Ham, did Fosu Mensah, so he's an option. Also, to Ethan Laird is an option, we could also put him at right back, So I'd probably, put Ethan Laird there, or I'd maybe, put Fosu Mensah at right back. Centre halves, I'd go with Eric Bailly and Victor Lindelof. Eric Bailly's obviously, just recovered from that concussion he had not too long ago. And he's a very, very good centre-half, is Eric Bailly. But my only element of concern about Eric Bailly is that, he is injury-prone. This has been Eric Bailly's 4th season at Manchester United. Obviously, we did get him from Villarreal back in 2016. He cost us around £30 million. But I haven't really had a perception on him throughout the course of the Premier League season because he's been injured for a lot of the season as Bailly. Victor Lindelof, I think, there's still aspects of his game that I've got to improve. I think throughout the course of the Premier League season, he's had good games and he's also had bad games. There's some games where he's got in good positions, he's showed that ability to play out from the back and he's passed the ball well and that, and he's looked quite good in the air. But there's some games where he's looked too exposed at the back, he's made too many mistakes, and all of that. So, yeah, this has been Victor Lindelof's 3rd season at Manchester United. Obviously, we got him from Benfica back in 2017. We got him for around £30 million. So it'll be Bailly and Lindelof, I think, at the back. We will rest Harry Maguire. If I'm right, I think Harry Maguire started all our 38 games in the Premier League throughout the course of the season, so he does need a rest. Harry Maguire has been up and down. He's had some good games, also had some bad games. A lot of Manchester United fans don't think he's good enough to captain the team. We did decide to give Harry Maguire the captaincy. I think Harry Maguire scored, 2 or 3 goals for the football club so far. Scored in the Tranmere win, 6-0 game against Tranmere. He scored in the 2-0 win away at Chelsea, and he did score in the Norwich games. He scored around 3 goals for the club. We did pay £80 million for him last summer from Leicester. So he's the most expensive centre-half in the world and the 2nd most expensive signing at the football club. So yeah, I think he will be rested. Left back, we're going to go with Brandon Williams because obviously Luke Shaw is not available. Luke Shaw is out with an ankle injury. He sustained this injury towards the end of the Premier League season, so he missed our last 3 to 4 games. I think Luke Shaw's enjoyed a good season in the Premier League. Obviously, he missed the first part of the season as well with injury, but then obviously when he recovered from that injury, I thought Luke Shaw did very, very well. I think probably for next season he will remain our first choice left back because he is more experienced than Brandon Williams. This has been Luke Shaw's, it was Luke Shaw's 6th season at Man United. Obviously, he actually scored in the Derby game in the Cup. We paid £30 million in from Southampton back in 2014. But my only element of concern about Shaw is that he is injury prone. But yeah, we'll start Williams at left back. Williams has enjoyed a very, very good season. This was his first full season in the senior squad. I think the only professional goal he scored at the moment is the only professional goal he scored, Brandon Williams, is the one against Sheffield United, when it did end 3-3. In that midfield, I think it will be Fred and Scott McTominay. Like I said, I think Fred and McTominay have enjoyed a very, very good season for Manchester United. Obviously, for the vast majority of this season, Fred and McTominay were getting their opportunities. But towards the end of the season, Fred and McTominay weren't getting their opportunities. Obviously, Matic was getting there ahead of Fred and McTominay. I think I've been very impressed with Fred. He's done very, very well this season under Solskjaer. And I've got to say, Fred has confounded his critics wrong. Because obviously, back under the Jose Mourinho era, Fred received a lot of criticism. But to be fair, Fred never really got his opportunities under the Jose Mourinho era. Fred has been at the football club now, is it, a couple of years. We did get him for £52 million from Shakhtar Donetsk back in the summer of 2018. Again, I think we got him in Jose Mourinho's final transfer window. Scott McTominay, I think he's the foreseeable future for Man United. Obviously, we got McTominay, obviously earlier on in the season, got an ankle injury. And he was out for quite a while. Don't forget, this was before the Sheffield United game. It confirmed that we give Scott McTominay a 5-year contract at Man United. So we know he's under contract with the club until 2025. To be honest with you, I think we're going to rest Matic in this game. Well, he won't start the game, I don't think, against Lask. Got to make an admission though regarding Matic. I've still been very, very impressed with him. I think he's enjoyed a good season for Man United. Don't forget, it wasn't too long ago that we give Matic a new 3-year contract at the football club. Don't forget, Matic was recently talking, saying that Man United must fight for the title next season, and we can't allow our rivals to win it or any club to win a title. With so many games to spare. A lot of aspects of Matic's game have improved. This has been Matic's 3rd season at Man United. We did get him from Chelsea back in 2017 for around £40 million. And he's made over 100 appearances now for Man United since he came in. Also, too, Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes, they'll also, be rested. They won't start. I think Paul Pogba is now staying at Manchester United, by the way. I think we need to get him a new long-term contract, to end the uncertainty over his future. Now, as it stands at the moment, Pogba's just got under a year left on his Man United contract, but the club do have an option to extend it for a further year. Now, obviously, there were stories coming out, I think it was a few weeks before the season finished, that he said Paul Pogba was close to signing a 5-year contract at Man United. Fabrizio Romano came out and said that Man United want to extend Paul Pogba's contract. And Paul Pogba's agent, Mini Raiola, is waiting for the offer. Obviously, at one point, it was looking very imminent that Pogba was going to be leaving the football club, because last summer was relentlessly linked with a move to Real Madrid. Because last summer, Paul Pogba said he was seeking for a new challenge and even publicly admitted that he wanted to leave the football club. Also, too, there was a lot of stories about him going back to Juventus, because Pogba did enjoy 4 good years with Juventus, and the likes of PSG, Barcelona and Inter Milan were in for him before. But he's staying at Manchester United now, and like I said, for the vast majority of the Premier League season, didn't really have a perception on him because Paul Pogba was out with that ankle injury, but Pogba's sustained a few injuries as a Manchester United player. Obviously, towards the start of the resumption of the season, I thought Paul Pogba made a fantastic impact. He did well in the Tottenham game when he came on. He did well in the Sheffield United game, I think created the most chances. He did well in the Villa game. Obviously, he scored in the Villa game, and that was his first goal for Man United since April 2019. But Paul Pogba, I think we'll rest him, yeah. Bruno Fernandes, like I said, he'll be rested. I think definitely, Bruno Fernandes has made the difference in the team, since we signed him from Sporting Lisbon in January. Obviously, we got Bruno Fernandes in a deal worth £65 million. Obviously, Bruno Fernandes has won Player of the Month. Is it like 3 times? He won it for June. I think he won it for March. And he also won it for February. I think Bruno Fernandes has got like 10 goals for Man United in all competitions since his arrival from Sporting Lisbon. I thought he also did fantastic on his debut against Wolves. had the most touches in the game. But yeah, we do remain unbeaten in the Premier League, since Bruno Fernandes came into the football club. I think in this game, there's a possibility chance that Jesse Lingard could also start. I know that Jesse Lingard is, very, very inconsistent. And like I've said to you before, reflects on the number of years Jesse Lingard's been at the football club and his overall status at the club. He should be putting much more better performances out. Jesse Lingard did score in our 2-0 win against Leicester on the final day of the Premier League season, but that was his first goal for Man United since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first game in charge. But we actually could put Jesse Lingard in, that number 10. But I expect Jesse Lingard's one of the players that we expect to leave Manchester United in this summer transfer window. I think we could put Juan Mata on that right hand side. I think Juan Mata does deserve a start. I know Juan Mata doesn't get a lot of starts now, but when he does get his opportunity, he does make a fantastic impact. I think Juan Mata has had a good career at Manchester United. This has been Juan Mata's sixth year at the football club. We did get him from Chelsea back in 2014. We paid just under £40 million for him. So I think Juan Mata will start. I think, Andres Pereira could start. We could put Andres Pereira on that left-hand side. Obviously, Andres Pereira doesn't get a lot of opportunities now. Since the arrival of Bruno Fernandes, Andres Pereira has found game time very, very difficult. And I hope we can get rid of Andres Pereira in this summer transfer window because I don't think he's good enough to represent Manchester United. And up top, I think, we'll start Odion Ighalo. Like I said, Odion Ighalo's starts obviously now limited in the Premier League. I think Ighalo's done well though for Manchester United, since he came in on deadline day in January. We made the right decision by getting Odion Ighalo on loan. Obviously, we got him on loan because we used him as a cover-up to Marcus Rashford. Obviously, Odion Ighalo was our top goal scorer in the FA Cup. Don't forget, just before the resumption of the season, it had confirmed that we'd extended Odion Ighalo's loan until January 2021. After his loan with us, I presume he'll go back to Shanghai Shenhua because we've no option to buy Ighalo or there's no obligation to buy. That's how I think Man United are going to line up against Lask. Obviously, we'll rest Rashford and we'll also rest Anthony Martial. My perception on Rashford is that I don't think he's been our best player throughout the course of the season because, like I said, at the start of the season, didn't really make an impact. Then, obviously, Rashford got that back injury. Did okay, though, towards the end of the season. But throughout the course of the season, Rashford has been playing on that left-hand side. Definitely the foreseeable future for Man United. Anthony Martial, got to say, he's enjoyed a very, very good season. I think he was probably one of our best players throughout the course of the season. Like I said, Anthony Martial's enjoyed 2 good years out of the 5 years he's been at Manchester United. He's done well this season under Solskjaer and he did really, really well in his debut season under the Louis van Gaal era. We did get Martial for around £36 million from Monaco. We got him at the age of 19. I also don't think that Greenwood's going to start this game against Lask, but I think, he definitely could be involved. Greenwood recently got Player of the Month, which is good. But for the vast majority of the Premier League season, a lot of Greenwood's appearances were coming from the bench. It was towards the end of the season, that Greenwood was getting starts. He was getting there ahead of Dan James. But definitely Greenwood is the foreseeable future for Man United. Daniel James, he's also another player, that could be involved. He could even start. I don't think, Daniel James will start though. Obviously, I think Daniel James enjoyed a good season for Man United. Obviously, we got him from Swansea last summer for £15 million. So he was a cheap solution. And he played around 30 odd games throughout the course of the season, So there you go. Obviously, we've got other youngsters as well. Let's put into the equation. Obviously, we got Dylan Levitt. I think he made he got given his full debut in the Europa League group stage. Angel Gomez, he's now left, but he got given his full debut in the Europa League group stage. You know, Dishan Bernard, he got given his full Europa League debut in the group stage. So too, James Garner, he got given his full debut in the Europa League group stage, and I also think Tahith Chong did. So they're also options for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Manchester United. But anyway, you know, that is your starting 11 prediction. Like I said, we are 5-0 up from the first leg against Lask. Obviously, you know, the goals came from Odin Igalo in the first leg, Daniel James, Juan Mata, Mason Greenwood and Andres Pereira. So obviously, you know, we are into the quarterfinals of the Europa League. We do either play Copenhagen or Istanbul Başakşehir in the quarterfinals. If we progress to the semi-finals of the Europa League, we play Wolves, Sevilla, Roma or Olympiacos. But I think we are the favourites to win the Europa League. But I said it's a priority for us, the Europa League, because I want us to win the Europa League. Because if we win the Europa League, it will be our first trophy under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era and our first trophy in over 3 years. But, you know, we are unbeaten in 9 matches against Austrian clubs, and we are unbeaten in our last 13 home games in the Europa League. You know, so I'm very, very convinced that Man United are going to win this. But the quarter-final games, by the way, are on the 10th and the 11th of August and that. So, yeah. But, like I said, I'm very, very delighted that, you know, Man United have got qualification for the Champions League, because you know how important Champions League qualification was, you know, for our players, attracting players and for the financial structure. It was also good to finish third. You know, the way we played earlier on in the season, you know, you wouldn't have even thought we'd have finished in the top half of the table the way we was playing early on in the season, because earlier on in the season, we enjoyed our worst start ever to a Premier League season. And, you know, at that point, Solskjaer was close to getting sacked as Manchester United manager. But I think it is a very, very good achievement, because this was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first full season at the football club. His first full season at the football club. And obviously, you know, next season will be Solskjaer's second full season at the club. But next season is the big test for Solskjaer, because Solskjaer knows next season he's going to have bigger expectations to exceed. Like I've said before, our expectations next season will be to challenge for the Premier League title. Because this has been the 7th season now we've failed to mount any kind of title challenge up. And we've got to spend money to compete with the likes of City and Liverpool, and we haven't won the Premier League since 2013. Obviously, you know, we're going to be getting Jadon Sancho on the board. That's very positive news. Obviously, you know, it confirmed from Sky Sports yesterday that Sancho has now agreed personal terms with Man United, and he's going to get given a 5-year contract at the football club. So that'll take him under contract with Man United until 2025. I think we're going to get Sancho in a deal worth £108 million. I think it's said from the Evening Standard we're hoping to pay around £60 or £70 million up front, with around £45 million in add-ons. But it's mentioned that we are going to pay it in instalments, because we can't afford to pay it all in one go. But it will make him the most expensive English player in history, and it will make him our most expensive signing. So we are going to break our transfer record. Fabrizio Romano did reveal yesterday that negotiations between Man United and Borussia Dortmund are at an advanced stage for Jadon Sancho. So this is, you know, very, very good news. It's very, very good news. So yeah, Sancho's going to be our first signing of this summer transfer window, and he's going to be our 6th signing overall under the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer era, and our 5th permanent signing. Because obviously, you know, Solskjaer so far has brought 5 players into the club. You know, he's brought Dan James, Bissaka and Harry Maguire in, and he's brought Bruno Fernandes and Odin Igalo in, and spent over £200 million on them. But when we get Sancho on the board, you know, it will be over like £300 million that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer would have spent at Manchester United. I think we'll give Sancho the number 7, because obviously, you know, we have got number 7 vacant at the moment, and I think he'll fulfill number 7, you know, very, very well. And I think he will complement our attacking line, will Sancho. And I think we're willing to offer him over 200 grand a week as well. That's something else I do want to confirm with you. But Borussia Dortmund have already set the sale of. They've already set the deadline for the sale of Sancho. You know, Dortmund have told us that we've got until the 10th of August to sign him. I think Sancho will officially be a Man United player by the end of the week. Don't forget, it said though last week that we agreed the initial £60 million fee with Borussia Dortmund for Sancho. And it said there'd be 30 or 40 million in add-ons, but that turned out not to be true. Then there was reports coming from Germany saying that we had an £89 million bid. It turned down. But he is our number one priority target, and we're finally going to get him on the board. And I think we're the only club now anyway that are in for Sancho. You know, but we're looking to build on that. You know, there's a chance that Gabriel Magalhaes could be our next signing after we get Sancho on the board. Obviously, you know, Jack Grealish is still on our agenda. You know, because there's still areas in the squad where Manchester United are looking to strengthen up. You know, but Solskjaer did say he wants to make around 3 signings in this summer transfer window. You know, this is what, you know, he wants to do. But one thing Solskjaer did say is that he will not tolerate any rotten apples in the squad. You know, but I think we're going to get the players that we do want in, because I think we've got an extra £70 million in revenue for getting qualification for the Champions League. He says Solskjaer's got £140 million to spend in this summer transfer window, but obviously, you know, the transfer budget will increase because we are going to sell players in this summer transfer window as well. So he's got to focus on the outgoings as well as the incomings, you know. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribing as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.